What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 12 of the Hoops and Hangouts podcast. I'm your host. I'm your boy. I got my brother over there, Mike. He's with us today, and I know it's been a minute. I know it's been a minute. I've been out for the count for a while for the last few months. In September, I tore my patella, so I've just been in recovery. I've had a lot of dark days. I had a lot of dark nights. So that's where I've been, and that's why we haven't been dropping. But hopefully we back and we start. I was in a moment. Mike.
Yes,
So how you been, bro? You know the things I've been through. How you been, my guy?
I've been good.
Holiday good.
Stay grinding. This is
Family
my
nights.
fun hobby, but I also got I still got my 9 to 5. So
Yes, sir.
stay grinding. Family's doing good. Obviously, my brother's doing good. He's getting healthy, so he'll be back running that track soon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So with that being said, we both bounced back. We want to get straight into it. So just catching up a little bit. Just there's a lot going on. We in the middle of the NFL season that's coming towards the end. We're gonna mostly focus on NBA today, but we got NBA season that just started. Just Mike, real quick to just start out, just what's on your mind currently in the sports world, everything that's going on right now.
What's on my mind is we're seeing a lot of players and coaches beefing with each other, and that can range from any sport you want to think about. So if you want to go with basketball, we have Chris Paul with Tyronn Lue. Lue doesn't even want to talk to him, kicking him off the team. If you want to go to NFL, you could talk about Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns situation. Of Shedeur trying to bring Cleveland out of purgatory, but the powers beyond him don't want him to succeed.
Yeah.
So we're seeing. I think we're seeing a good movement, not a good movement, but we're seeing a movement of players versus management. And then sadly the coach is kind of being the middle person of it all. But we're starting to see that movement now, where it's like management is trying to regain power or humble players or control players again. So it's an interesting phase we're going through right now.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with you, Mike, especially going back to that. I wanted to describe the start of just sports currently going on as just like a big soap opera right now. We hear things like in the NBA talking about like all the trades and the potential breakups that we have coming up, with LaMelo, Zion, and Ja. We're going to talk about them later. We have a lot of things.
Yep.
Like you said, just dating back to last year, with the Anthony Davis trade and the Luka Doncic trade, we're starting to see these things happening. We also got that dude from the Bengals, right? Who could potentially go back to school, who hasn't played yet this year. So I definitely agree.
Yeah.
A lot of issues going on between management and the players.
And the players, they're beefing.
Yeah.
It's like, they've been beefing always throughout the history of sports, but I don't know. Maybe it's just we've seen a lot of prominent players.
It's extra now. I feel like it's an extra spotlight on everything.
Yeah.
Even with the Chris Paul thing, like we're starting. It's messy, bro. Like it's getting real messy. Like just like the whole thing with the Ty Lue thing when he was like "fuck Chris Paul" or some shit like that. When he was like in practice, I'm like, this is really a bad look.
What was crazy is when I heard that, I had to do a double take because I was like, this gotta be AI. Because when in doubt, I blame AI. So I still hope it is AI, but if that's a real clip and stuff like that, and I saw it, I'm like, yo, that's kind of wild to do.
No, I agree, bro.
Because he was a former leader of the player association. So come on.
No, we gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. So just one more thing that's on my mind, and is I know I made some predictions in the past about just the Miami Heat and like how everyone knows I'm a Miami Heat fan and just how I thought they were gonna do. I don't know, man. Like it's been a weird. I know it's still early, but it's been a weird start to the season. Like we started off really hot. We were leading the league in scoring, and then once Tyler Hero got back, it's kind of been shaky. I don't know. So that's just been on my mind.
I've been telling you to do Tyler Hero.
You have, and like ever since he came back, I've been more and more on board with it because I saw how we played without him, and I saw like how much better we were without him. So I'm thinking like and I know we gonna talk about this. I'm thinking like I have a few potential trade destinations and things that we can and people that we can get. He's from Milwaukee. I'm just gonna throw that out there. So that's what's on my mind right now. Just I don't know what to think of this Heat team right now. I think they're good. I think we compete with a lot of the the better teams in the East. We compete, but I don't know. We're kind of starting to slip a little bit, I'll say.
No, they've been playing good. Norman Powell definitely been better. I'm not gonna say better than I expected because he showed us that last year with the Clippers, so he showed he was capable of doing it. So I think the fact that he has stayed consistent, I think is very important for that team. Because he's still averaging his 24, and I think him and Bam work well together with the young core. So, listen, I've been saying Tyler Hero is a black hole in that team. I've been saying it for 4 years now. So.
And then I'm starting to see Davin Mitchell, take the helms, and he's top 5 in assists this year. He can lock down defend. He's starting to make the next step in like offensively. He's not the greatest offensive player, but he's manageable. So I'm on board with it, man.
He's like a young Norris Cole, for your Heatles over there. A young Norris Cole.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep.
He plays good. He plays good basketball.
Yep. So we gonna see what ends up happening. Bam's hitting threes now. He's taking threes and he's hitting threes now. The only thing, Khalil Ware, man. I don't know, man. Like.
Don't give up on him yet.
Don't
give up on him yet.
I'm not giving up on him.
So don't give up on him yet.
I think he has a ton of potential.
Year, you told me he came out and shocked you.
He really did. He really was one of the players that shocked me. I think he has a ton of potential, like moving forward. I think he has the ability to shoot, and he's lanky. But I just be like, I just hate seeing smaller dudes consistently push him out of his spot and get boards over him, bro. It's just like, bro, you way too tall. He wants to play like a guard and be a finesse player. It's just like, get your ass in the paint, get those boards. You can hit an occasional three, but I feel like your game is really in the post. And I want to see that transition from him. It's only year 2, so it's nothing to really go crazy about. But I'll just like to see that step from him, I'll say. All right, but we kind of touched on it. We're gonna move on a little bit. So we touched on the Clippers situation. Just your thoughts on the Clippers situation. We already know. I guess there's a little beef with him and Ty Lue and just the front office and management. So they decided to part ways with Chris Paul. So what are your thoughts on the Clippers parting ways with them?
I think the Clippers are the second worst sports franchise in history. I think Cleveland's 1 and Clippers are number 2 because it's just a ripple effect of everything they have done for 5 years ago with starting with bringing in Kawhi Leonard to LA, having Kawhi pretty much hold you hostage and ransom, saying if you don't give me a star, I ain't coming. You trade 5 first-round draft picks and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to the Thunder. Kawhi Leonard don't play games. He don't play no games. Then you let Paul George leave for nothing on top of it. So you didn't even recoup any of your trade assets back. You could at least maybe gotten like 1 pick for Paul George, but you don't. You let him walk away for nothing. Then now this year, for some reason, you decided to sign everybody who's over 32 on the team. So you have an old team of old veterans, and you thought this was going to work. And now the fact that you only got 6 or 7 wins at this time, and you're positioning the Thunder into getting a top 5 draft pick is blasphemous. It is malpractice beyond belief. And then on top of that, you let Chris Paul come back. You know it's Chris Paul's retirement tour, right? And you know what Chris Paul is. You know he's the type of person like he's never coming from a bad place, but he's trying to hold everybody accountable. Which that's the problem with the Clippers because no one holds Kawhi Leonard accountable.
Here's the thing, bro. Here's the thing.
Yep.
Chris Paul. Well, one on the Chris Paul. Chris Paul is a future Hall of Famer, future head of the Players Association. Like you don't do that to a guy like Chris Paul, legend. And Chris Paul saved your franchise the first time. Like, you forget to realize that. I mean, yeah, at the time they had the Clippers and DeAndre Jordan, but at the time they didn't have nobody to get Clippers and DeAndre Jordan the ball. You know, that was the first
Lob
time.
City was special because of him.
Yup.
Lob City at one point was the biggest attraction in LA. When they was busting the Lakers' ass for 5 years straight, that was because of Lob City.
Yup. 100%, bro.
You let this guy go, so you know what he was, and you know he's on a retirement tour, and he know he's gonna like hold people accountable because you guys don't hold Kawhi accountable. None of you guys make Kawhi practice. None of you guys make Kawhi go to games. None of y'all let Kawhi do anything. You guys let Kawhi do anything. He even had the whole beef of him getting paid for doing like sponsorships, and he wasn't even showing to his sponsorships and his responsibilities of his business. So they
had the whole, was that the whole offseason thing that they had? You're referring to?
Yeah, so he got so Kawhi Leonard was supposed to show up to these meetings or whatever the business was, and Kawhi wasn't showing up, but Kawhi was still getting paid millions to not show up. And here's Kawhi when he speaks on it. I don't know anything about it. All the time. He don't know anything.
Yeah, it just makes
10 words and that's it.
I agree. Stephen A calls Kawhi the worst superstar in the history. I agree. He doesn't really do much to promote the game.
I agree.
I used to be such a huge Kawhi fan. Everything he did with San Antonio, winning that Finals MVP and things. I used to be a huge fan of him, but with that trade, he low key like fucked up the NBA and fucked up and gave OKC
destroyed them. He gave the Toronto Raptors the best one season of his life, and we never talk about Kawhi. Like, Kawhi's immune of all terribleness because he got Toronto that one championship. No one ever talks about Kawhi being like awful, except Stephen A. Smith. He's the only one who ever calls him out about being. But just in essence of the Clippers, he has been awful. Like, you got rid of Blake, you got rid of Chris Paul, two people who should have their jersey retired for the Clippers, and they may never show up in the building ever again.
And so what makes it worse is OKC has their pick too. Like, they have two of their picks this year too. So if they lose, OKC could have a top 5-10 pick, another one. So I don't know, man. Like, they can't
even tank. There's no incentive for them to lose. They have to win.
They have to win
because OKC's in their conference. So that pick is going to the East. Whatever good player they get from that draft pick is going to be busting their butt for years on top of that.
Yep.
That's like crazy. The Nets and the Celtics trade, because the Nets still to this day see Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum busting their ass because of that Paul Pierce and KG trade.
Yep. Don't we're forgetting the fact that they traded away Shea, and Doc Rivers told them like, "Yo, don't trade Shea, and then it happens, man. But so what do you think the Clippers go from here? Do you think they part ways with Kawhi? Do you think a team even wants Kawhi? Like, what do you think? What do you think they go from here? Like, how do you reset the Clippers? Like, you can't tank. You can't even tank, so you can't even trade.
I would never. No, you can't. You don't have assets. I would not trade anything for Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard would, first of all, he gets paid too much goddamn money to play only 22 games a season, and then play 2 games in the playoff, drop like 40 in one playoff game, and the next game, all of a sudden you hear he's out for the rest of the playoff series. Yeah, because that's Kawhi Leonard. He does it all the time. He'll drop 40 in a playoff game.
Never finishes the season.
Literally, game 3 he'll drop 20, he'll drop 30, 40 points game 2. You're like, oh, we have a chance this playoff series. Game 3 comes, all of a sudden you hear Shams saying Kawhi Leonard out.
Yep.
You're like, how the hell this happened? When he
play, did
he get hurt? You don't never played. You're watching every play to see when he tweaked his knee.
I'm on a bro. I know, bro. I'm in another fantasy league, bro. And Kawhi, I drafted Kawhi. I don't know why I did that. I did that last year in our fantasy league, bro. And the last game he played before he was out, he dropped 40 against the Heat, bro. And I was like, it's the same thing, bro. So I definitely agree, bro. Shit crazy, man. I don't know what type of situation
next game you see he's out for 3 weeks.
Mind you, I don't know what type of situation they in. At least they got a new arena that no one shows up to. You know what I'm saying? So there we go.
The arena looks nice out from the outside. I'll tell you that. It's damn sure empty inside.
Mm-hmm. Every time I see them on NBA TV and they show I love it, man. They only show sections that are full, bro. I'm like, okay.
Of course.
All right. Up next, Giannis. Then again, Giannis didn't request a trade or anything. He said he wants to be committed to Milwaukee, at least the time being. But we can kind of feel it happening in a way. Like, I kind of feel this is how all these trade conversations often happen. He's currently injured on the IL right now. Do you think he's going to request a trade eventually? I think he does. I say he does at some point. I don't know if he does it during the season because I think he's going to try and play it out and let the season play out. Plus, I know he has a specific trade destination. I know in the past he's requested the Knicks. And I just think a trade like that, of that magnitude, especially if he request, because I know wherever he goes, he's going to make a specific request. And I know you're smiling. I don't like that smile. It's a little devious, but I think wherever he if he ends up going to the Knicks, I think they're going to have to wait till the offseason to make this trade because I don't think realistically the Knicks have enough assets to make this trade right now. I think maybe the Heat, you know what I'm saying? But what are your thoughts, bro? I want to hear your thoughts first before I go any deeper. I know
Knicks will not trade for Kawhi.
Okay.
The Knicks will not trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo this year. He will do what Melo should have did. And he will suck it out for the whole season. And then when the all season comes, he'll be like, all right, I want to go. And then the Knicks will trade Karl Anthony Towns. And not that much because he's going to say, I want this team and this team only. And the Bucks will have to yield to his request and accept not just any trade, but no, instead of getting the full $1, they'll get 75 cents. And they'll just have to eat that.
Yeah.
And then we'll have Giannis.
Mm-hmm. I think you're right, bro. I'm not gonna lie because I think next year's the last year of his contract too, so he's gonna have like all the leverage that he wants, right? So if they wait till the summer, he's gonna be able to literally like pick whichever team, and they're gonna have to settle for whatever offer that they get. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
They're gonna have to eat that bullet.
Mm-hmm. I also mentioned the Heat earlier. I think the Heat could be a good destination. We got. I'm for Giannis, give up Khalil Ware, give up Tyler, give up everything for him. I don't know. I don't care. Clear the house. I think we're already deep, and I think for the lineup for the Heat, we already have like a versatile lineup that he'll be able to fit in seamlessly. Will Pat Riley make this trade? I don't know because Pat Riley tries to lowball a lot of teams, and that tends to push teams away in these negotiations. So I don't know. Will Pat Riley sabotage this? I don't know. We'll see. What's your thoughts on that? Any other trade destinations outside of the Knicks?
My question is, with him going to Heat, wouldn't Giannis feel like that's just going back to Milwaukee, like 2.0? Because Bam would be Brook, right? Giannis is obviously Giannis, and then
is Brook.
You're gonna have to get rid of Tyler Hero. So
Bam is Brook.
I think Bam at this point.
Bam is a 20-point scorer.
If
perennial all-star.
Yeah, but Bam would be what Brook Lopez is to Giannis when they was together. The only thing you're missing because you make this trade for if Giannis would get traded to the Heat is my fault. Norman Powell would be Chris Middleton. I wasn't thinking Norman Powell, so that would be Chris Middleton. But it comes down to the point guard, so it will have to either be like Davion Mitchell will have to stay, or
he'll be the Drew Holiday. The trade pieces I see is Khalil Ware and Tyler Hero. There's probably the two trade pieces, and maybe throwing a Jovic in a few draft picks.
And how many first round draft picks you giving up?
I'll do.
You giving up 4?
I'll do 3 players, 3 picks. 3 players, 3 picks. Khalil Ware, Tyler Hero. If you're getting Khalil Ware and Tyler Hero, I'm doing 2 picks. Those 2 are high value picks in my mind. I think Khalil Ware could be.
That's not happening. You know the Bucks is now gonna say, "All right, Khalil Ware and Tyler Heroes substitute 2 picks." You damn well know if you're doing that, you have to throw in like Tommy Hodges and 4 draft picks.
All right, so like I said, 3 players and probably 3 picks. It'll probably take for us. And to be honest, I haven't looked. Picks. I don't know how many picks we have. I don't even know if we have the picks. But what are y'all gonna offer up? Just Cat? That's it?
We'll give him Cat. We'll give OG.
Y'all gonna have to gut your whole team again, bro.
No, we'll give up Cat. We'll give up OG. I love McBride out of West Virginia. Throw McBride in there. You gotta keep Josh Hart, and then you give them 2 draft picks, and they gonna have to eat that.
So you said Cat, OG,
McBride. Two draft picks.
I don't like that for y'all.
And 2 pick swaps. I
don't like that for y'all.
Jordan Clarkson.
Giannis.
Jordan Clarkson can be the 6th man.
Nah, I don't like Jordan Clarkson.
Mitchell Robinson and Giannis could feast together.
If Mitchell, all right.
And if you don't want Mitchell,
if Mitchell Robinson could stay on the court, but we'll see. I don't know, man. Y'all can pull it off. I'm sure y'all can pull it off, but I think your team would. Oh, y'all still got Mikal Bridges, but I think your team would be better off without him at this point. I think you guys are deeper right now, and you already did. Like, this is supposed to be the team for the Knicks in y'all timeline. Like, this is supposed to be the team.
That's why you don't trade for him this year.
In the last 2 years, the Knicks made 2 huge trades to get Karl Anthony Towns. They made a huge trade, and they just made a huge trade giving the Nets 5 picks to get Mikal Bridges. So it's like, I think the Knicks can pull it off, but I just think, like, if y'all do, y'all gonna have to gut the team. And I don't know if I like where. I think I like y'all better.
Again, you don't do the trade this year. I don't think the Knicks should make a single trade this year. I like the whole roster that we have. You do not make a trade this year.
Mm-hmm. Because you're going to lose a ton of your
only person.
And we was talking about the Knicks.
Only player I'm willing. Honestly, if you want me to be real, if you really want me to be real, you know what a player I actually do want the Knicks, right? Mm-hmm. Hear me out. Maybe crazy, but hear me out. I would trade Cat for Zion Williamson.
Zion?
I would trade.
We gonna talk about Zion later. But that's smart.
I'm telling you, Zion would be healthy. Zion would be averaging 24. You would see a whole new Zion Williamson. I bet. I want to bet every penny.
And where he at now? New Orleans, New York. Okay, there's some good looking shorty in New York. He gonna enjoy his. He gonna have his fun. You know what I'm saying?
You put Zion Williamson on this Knicks team, I'm telling you, and then you have Mitchell Robinson just be the center and just getting boards. They would be unstoppable.
I like
a little bit of shooting, but I think Zion can work on that.
I like that trade more for y'all.
I would make that trade
only for obviously Giannis is the better player, but obviously for what you would have to give up for Giannis, I think it would be too much ultimately for the Knicks.
You can get Zion with Karl Anthony Towns money. They're the same price. They're the same price range.
Facts. And then we also talked about Kawhi earlier, right? He has that clause in his contract where he's not on a fully guaranteed contract too. So you wouldn't even have to worry about any liabilities as far as like injuries and stuff like that. So I like that trade. I like that trade for y'all. He's not as valuable as Giannis either.
Keep Kawhi at all costs.
Yep. I agree. I don't.
But Zion, hear me. I'm telling you.
I bet. All right. So with just to start the season, I know at the start of the season we had a lot of dudes on the IR start the season, and at one point I think we had like at least probably like 30 of like the main players in the NBA injured at one point. Do you see the increase in injuries this season as a problem? And why do you think? Oh, wrong thing. My bad. Do you see like the injury thing as a problem? And do you see, why do you think that is? Why do you think that is?
People are blaming on a lot of different things. They'll blame it on like the game's more explosive compared to how it was in the past. They'll say like since it's constant more back and forth 3-ball, especially with 3-ball being implemented, there's a lot more possessions in the game of basketball and currently today than it was in the past. More opportunities for the offense to score. it's I don't know. It's hard to say because it's a different era.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everybody obviously can attest to that the game of basketball being more physical in the past than it is currently today. But again, we see the difference in increase of injuries. So that could be anything to the type of shoes that players are wearing, the type of just. It's weird. I think we have the best technology and the best medicine, so injuries should be less and less. I just also think more nowadays, more players are willing to not play if they're hurt compared to being injured. There's players who are injured and you're not playing, and there's a difference of being hurt and you're deciding not to play.
Yeah,
and I think that sometimes can be misconstrued because if some of these games have more weight to it, then I think more players who are currently injured would play. That's just my personal opinion.
Okay, I got you. I mean, for me, I do think. So where I feel with injuries and I don't have an issue with injuries. I just think if you're injured, yes, sit out. My issue right now is just with load management because I think right now we talk more about load management more than anything. But why do we still see an increase in injuries happening? Right? So I don't and they've reduced the number of back-to-backs now. I just feel like we're doing so much and we talk about how much science has improved, but why are we seeing an increase in injuries? I just don't understand. And I don't like it mostly because fans pay. NBA games are expensive, bro. And fans pay a ton of money to go and see NBA games. And for me, for example, if I'm going to a Knicks game, and I'm going to the game and half the roster is out when they be just because it's the first night of a back-to-back. It's just bro, you're getting paid all this money. So it's and you have the best health system. So it's why is this happening, bro? And it's and then, we're the paying fans. I don't think it's fair to us players. I do think the increase in injuries because we're seeing players like Wemby, players like Chet, who's another KD. We're starting to also see that shift in the way players are coming into the NBA, right? We don't got no big Karl Malones, Charles Barkley's back in the day we used to. They're not built like they used to. Plus, they're playing at a faster pace, right? So, I don't know. I think it's just a mix of just players coming in with a different body type than they used to. The games used to be slower back in the day, and you used to have specific players on rosters to who would come in as a bully. So I don't know, man. It's less physical now, but it's more injuries. It's just I just think it's an issue because I just think it's harder to have we have less access to the game as fans, and more games are more and more expensive. But I feel like we have less and less access to the players. That's why I think it's a problem, in my opinion.
No, I agree. Like I said, it's a difference between being injured and there's a difference between being hurt. And I think I played with a sore back or a sore knee. And then, there's a difference between being injured, sciatica for LeBron, or you have a sprained PCL. I get that, not playing. So it just depends on it's how much these players are willing to put in the body, and it's all about money now. So you don't ever want to put up bad tape or game tape because then that might cost you money at the end of the day. So a lot of people are more business oriented. No, I'm not going to go out there and show you a bad product of myself because then you're going to hold that against me. I might as well be out a couple games, and then when I come out and I drop 40 or 50, you can't say that I'm not productive when I'm healthy. So it's the business side of it all also.
Yeah, true. I feel that. All right, we're going to move on. All right. Let's talk about something fun, man. Well, all these things happening with gambling. What are your thoughts on the everything that's happening with the gambling? With Chauncey Billups didn't get caught for gambling, but he got caught for an illegal poke. Yo, I thought this was the craziest news ever when I saw that shit. He got caught up in the mafia and things like FBI. That. I'm yo, they did their work. And when ESPN showed the dude from the FBI on TV, I'm oh, this is serious. What's your thoughts on the whole
Cash Patel? Cash Patel was not playing no games.
Yeah, Terry Rozier. What's your whole thoughts on all these gambling things going on. We had Michael Porter Jr.'s brother last year, and Michael Porter speaking out on it this summer. What are your thoughts on everything that's happening? Do you see an issue?
It's like
mm-hmm.
it's I'm not gonna say it's dumb. No, I'm not. I lie. I ain't gonna say it's dumb. It's dumb. It's 100% dumb as an athlete. But you try to be slick with it because you're like, well, how would they know I'm faking it? And, that's just you being in the wrong place, wrong time with the wrong crowd. That's what I think gets hard for a lot of these athletes. Like the crowd you used to hang out with when you was making it out. Sadly enough, you got to drop some of them because unless they want to see you win, then they can't be in your life. But sometimes you get stuck with some of these people who's like, yo, remember the time I was there for you and blah, 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 this. Yo, hey, how about you miss a couple of free throws? Like, how would they know you miss a couple of free throws? Yeah, well, when you're 89% free throw shooter and you ironically miss 2 free throws to make the over, like, they're going to start seeing these
You just ruined your whole career just to
and it's just like,
make your boy extra money.
Yeah.
And even like, the MLB.
And that's really your boy that much.
It's hitting everybody. It's hitting the MLB right now. Really yup. This shit is crazy. And that's jail time too. I didn't even know like Terry Rozier's situation. He can get up to 20 years jail time, bro. Like this is serious, bro.
Yeah.
And like NBA players when they come Go ahead.
No, my fault. I was just saying because the gambling business is real. It's like you're messing with people's money and their livelihood. And the problem with this is the whole problem with it is once the moment you try to start showing that these games are rigged, then no one's not going to believe it. Like you don't see bets on the WWE because it's scripted. As much as I love the WWE, but it's scripted, so you know who 9 out of 10 times is going to win the match. If you're now scripting a basketball game and messing with people with money, that's a whole different situation.
Yeah, and we already know the NBA has had some scandals in the past, with referees betting on games. Like this is already something that's really touchy with the NBA. And I know the NBA, this is one of those things I know the NBA doesn't play. They're going to put their foot down. They're going to put the hammer if they find out. Like Terry Rozier, if it finds out his career is done, you know what I'm saying? Like the NBA already, because of the NBA's history, like it's already a bad look. My issue is right now, right? I just think it makes it hard because you tell the players they can't, but fans have so much access to them to be able to talk about their bets and do these things. And everywhere you look on ESPN, all the sports channels, you see ESPN Bet, you see FanDuel, you see commentators putting their bets and giving their things. I just think the NBA makes so much money off of this, but like they make so much money off of it, but I just think you gotta, I agree. You gotta tell the players that because it's the integrity of the game. I 100% agree. But I just find it weird, just that relationship. I personally just find it weird, just that relationship of like the NBA just trying to exploit and make money off of it. But it's also something that as soon as the players do something, it's like you putting the hammer down. And I just think probably just needs more regulations, or it needs to be regulated in a better way. That's what I think. But yeah.
No, I agree. It's just once you ruin the integrity of the game, no one's going to believe in it. Once they feel like the sport's rigged, you ruin the spirit of the sports, because at any given day, a team could win or lose. But now if you're like betting and gambling and you're changing that, and it's all about over unders, whatever, you're ruining the game. So like, I'm cool with sports betting and all that. I don't get involved in it. That's something just for my own person say I don't get involved in it. But it's just like, there's a lot of people who are really into sports betting, and if you're making sure that you take the under, like, hey, I think you should take the under today on me. Like, come on. Like, athletes should have known what's the over under. Like, hey, your over is 18.5 points. Like, as an athlete, I wouldn't want no one to ever tell me what I need to get for somebody to make money. I don't need to know that.
And these athletes should know better. They get coached on it every day, and they get told every day, like, if you do this, these are the consequences. So you should know better. At this point. All right.
Jail time, off the team, your money's affected, everything.
Mm-hmm. Yup.
Real quick,
Right.
Coop. Just breaking news
Yeah.
for anybody's watching this, but the Indianapolis Colts are working out Philip Rivers as their head coach because they have nobody. So they're bringing in
The
old
Colts?
ass Philip Rivers, who hasn't played a game of the Colts because they Daniel Jones got hurt. He tore his Achilles. So they're bringing in old ass Philip Rivers as for a workout who hasn't played a game of football since 2020. But we'll see how this goes for the Colts.
Yo, bro, give it up.
Just throw it out.
Why you, bro? Just you had a Hall of is he? You had a Hall of Fame career, bro. Like, just hang it up, bro. We don't want to see that.
Old ass Philip Rivers has not played again since 2020. Is working out for the Colts tomorrow.
Damn, they don't have any type of faith in Richardson at all. They don't have any belief in Anthony Richardson.
Richardson got hurt. He was in practice at practice or the game, and I guess he was working with the resistant band, and the band smacked him in his face and broke his orbital bone. So he's been out since.
Yeah, I don't want him as my QB.
And
my son getting hurt by it.
Yeah, he can't see.
Okay, damn.
By resistant band, yeah, he can't see, and they got a rookie, and the rookie's knee hurts. So they out of luck. Damn. The Colts season was high, and I'd never seen a season plateau the way that they're plateauing as we speak.
Okay, I don't have NFL on the agenda, but like, what do you think of the Colts this year? Yo, I just want to say, like, yo, this is the Bills' year to win the AFC. Like, this is their year. I think because Joe Burrow won't be in the NFL playoffs.
They should.
Lamar Jackson might not even be in the playoffs. Patrick Mahomes might not be in the playoffs. Who else won't even be in the playoffs? I don't know who we got. They got Daniel Jones.
That's the three people
just got hurt, right? Yeah, those are three main people, right?
Well, he's hurt.
Coaches,
but you know what's going to happen, Josh? You're right. The Bills should win the AFC, and the Bills should go to the Super Bowl. But you know what? They're not going to. They're going to lose to a team like the Texans or the Jaguars, and then it's just going to be a mess. Who's winning the AFC? I have no clue.
The Texans haven't been able to score more than 20 points in a game. Their defense is elite, though. Their defense is nice. They haven't been able to score.
Their defense is elite.
Trevor Lawrence. I don't know. Trevor Lawrence, I'm not a big fan of him. I'm not a big believer in him. If it's Josh Allen or Trevor Lawrence, I'm gonna take Josh Allen, if I'm gonna be honest. But so this is the year, bro. Who else?
If I'm gonna go,
Broncos is probably their biggest threat, I would say.
Broncos or Patriots. But I don't think the Patriots will do it because they have Drake May. And he's only this is his second year. And I don't think the Broncos will do it either because Bo Nix is in the second year. If Josh Allen does not get to the Super Bowl this year, he will never, I'm going to say never, make a Super Bowl ever in his life. If the Bills do not go this year, he will never see a Super Bowl. Never.
It's not gonna be this is not gonna be this is probably never gonna happen again. Joe Burrow and all them not being in the playoffs, bro. Like you 100%. And I'm becoming a Bills fan, bro, because the Giants is ass this year. But we got the first pick. I'm becoming a Bills fan this year. I'll go to a parade this year if they win. We'll see.
That's fair.
We'll see.
All right, Buffalo. You going to go up to Buffalo because they ain't doing it in New York?
I'll go up to Buffalo. Nah, I'll go up there, bro. I'll take a quick little train ride, or I got a bunch of Bills fans like as my friend.
Cold as Buffalo. Come on, you don't want to be up there.
I'm gonna be in that snow. Probably a little, have a little something in me. You know what I'm saying? And then go up to that parade, have a good time, be with the people. We'll see.
All right.
We'll see. They gotta win first. I don't know. They should win though. I'm begging on that.
They should. Right. They have no excuse.
Mid-season trades. All right. So, first one we kind of talked about it. Any potential trade destinations for Zion? We kind of talked about it. We don't gotta. All right. The next person, Ja Morant.
Zion's stock is ugly. Ja Morant his stock is ugly also. Yeah. So I mean, I wouldn't trade anything for Ja Morant because he can't shoot no more. He has no willingness to shoot. He has no willingness to drive, and all he does is trip on the bench now. His fall of grace needs to be studied because
Do you
He
think
was
him in a
somebody
new
like what
situation would
Anthony
help?
Edwards is. That should have been Ja.
Do you think him in a new situation
No.
would help? Because I think like it's part of the thing where I think that relationship with him in Memphis is pretty much cooked. I think at this point, when I saw him, he's not really vibing with the coach like that. He's not really vibing with how they have him playing. I think it's more. I believe he's more of like a pick and roll player, and this coach has him more playing kind of like the Heat style and like with not as many pick and rolls. And I know he's had an issue with that, but I just think the time is up, bro. Just go to a new place, fresh start, clean slate, and just start over, man. As far as I agree, I don't think his stock is really high right now, just because with all the things that's been going on, all the distractions that he had, and the fact that he just hasn't been the same since what season was it? 2023 when they were first place. I think 2020. No, it wasn't that. It was 2021
when they was giving the Warriors a little bit of fit.
Yeah, when they had Dylan Brooks. First of all,
2023 or 2022.
I think it was 2021 was I think it was 2022. 2022. Because it was the year after. Yeah, year after the COVID year. But yeah, even talking about Memphis, like they trade. I just think like at that point you would have thought that their trajectory was heading up. But I just think Memphis also kind of like fumbled it a little bit too. They let Dylan Brooks walk. They traded away Desmond Bane. Like I don't really know what direction Memphis was really trying to head into, because like at the time they were all really young too. So I don't know. I just think Memphis just kind of like messed up the whole situation, and I think he kind of messed it up himself too. So I think it's time. I would like to see him on a team like maybe Minnesota. Minnesota's really realistically the only team that I could really see him on. Why are you making that face? Because they need a point guard, right? And you know they need a point guard. That's the one thing. And they're the one team that I know
I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't even imagine him and Anthony Edwards just sharing the court together.
Two crazy ass.
Anthony Edwards sharing the court together would be. That's so toxic as just a team. Oh my god. No.
I mean, I've heard
he needs to go to a team with structure.
I don't want him. I would say Miami, but I don't want him. I don't know. Yeah, I agree. He needs a team with structure. He needs a team.
If Cade Cunningham was not on the Pistons, I would say Ja would be a perfect Piston.
Yeah,
but Cade Cunningham's obviously there, so it would never work. But he needs to be on a team like a Pistons with like a JB Bickerstaff, or even maybe Cleveland with like a Kenny Atkins, and you trade Darius Garland and you make him obviously the point guard with Donovan Mitchell. Maybe that can work.
I like that.
But then you probably have to get rid of Mobley or somebody.
So if you're Memphis, do you trade him? Like, or do you see what's your opinion on that? I think
I would take phone calls and see what it is. I think.
Go ahead.
If I was Memphis, I would take phone calls and I would be prepared to just listen and see what's the market for him. And if it's not anything special, then I would just continue to keep him on the roster and hopefully he plays to build the stock up.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, only team I think who should make that phone call would be Cleveland, because I think Garland and John Morant trade could work, and then you have Ja, Donovan Mitchell, or whoever's small for, doesn't matter, and Evan Mobley. That's actually a nice dangerous team right there.
Okay, I can see that. I really don't know. Yeah, okay, I agree. All right. LaMelo Ball. Do you think they trade him? Do you think they trade him? Like, because I don't. No. My thing is, I realistically don't know what system I'll see him fitting into, because he has such an erratic play style, and like he's the type of player that you can't really minimize too much because otherwise he's not going to be an effective player. That's why I think Charlotte is probably perfect for him because he could just play freely there. They don't have any
Look,
expectation. Him on an ex-championship team, I can never really see that for him. He's another one that probably has
LaMelo Ball is
that has structure.
LaMelo Ball can be a number one option. Low key, LaMelo Ball can be a number two option because LaMelo Ball is just a better version of Michael Porter Jr. And you could clearly see with the Nets that Michael Porter Jr. just wants to shoot and don't care about anything else. He's a bad shot taker and he's going to take as many bad shots as possible. LaMelo Ball is not a person who could be a number one or a two. He has to be a number three. And the only team that could work would have been like the OG Warriors, the 2018 Warriors, or something like that. That could have worked for him. But there's no team with like a veteran presence who's like ready to win, who's like a LaMelo Ball way to win. And he couldn't go to like Houston because he would have been the same thing what Jalen Green is. And that wouldn't have worked. He needs a structure. And he has no structure. He has no leadership or structure. But he's one of the most popular players ever.
You don't think even Udoka can provide that structure for him? Or you just think he's just a lost cause?
He's a lost cause, bro. LaMelo Ball is a lost cause.
Yeah, man.
I'd rather take Lonzo than LaMelo. And I think LaMelo is more talented. But I'd rather have Lonzo. Because he's just a lost cause. Listen, I get being on a bad Charlotte Hornets team, but damn, you can't even be in the play-in tournament. They don't even get to the play-in.
That's a fact. That's a fact, bro.
Like all you need is 34 wins to get to the play-in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't even get.
All you need is 34 wins.
Yeah,
and he can't get to the play-in.
Nah, he's I don't know, man. I don't know.
Sorry, he's a loser. He's a loser. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's a loser.
These players are so hard to find a destination for because they're just all players that nobody really wants. All right, we're gonna move on. Tyler, my God, the last one that we're gonna talk about. Do you see him getting traded? I know you already talked about we should trade him. I don't think we will, but I would like to explore trading him at the trade deadline. Maybe see if we can get any type of value back. Maybe at another wing position. I also know I've seen rumors about us also shopping Wiggins as well. So I would like to see Miami get a wing player. But do you see a destination for him? Do you think teams want him? What are your thoughts? I said Milwaukee before because he's from there. All right. Apologies, everyone. We had some technical difficulties. We back. So Tyler Hero mid-season trades. What's your thoughts on that, my boy? Any trade destinations would you see? Do you see the Heat trading? What's your thoughts on it?
Out of the four we talked about so far, I think Tyler Hero is the most likely one to be traded. I believe the Heat want to do something splashy and get like a splashy trade for Tyler Hero, but I think Tyler Hero would be more of a like I don't think it's gonna be as splashy as people Heat fans would hope it would be. I think it's going to be more like you get a really good player. I don't know who that player is yet, but I think you'll get like 2 to 3 good players that fit whatever the Heat's trying to get going forward.
Okay. I would love that. I would love for us to do that. I don't know what we're looking to get, but like I said, I think I said a wing player before, but I would love for that. Us to really like try and make a splash. Because we kind of really been quiet the last few years. I want to say Miami. Like I think Norman Powell is probably like the biggest thing that we've had as of late. And I don't have him on this list, just Chris Paul. I forgot to add him. What do you think he ends up ultimately? LA.
Chris Paul. I mean, that's
I thought OKC real quick just because he played for them, but I'm like, I don't know if OKC really would make that type of trade. He's not really an expensive contract, so they would be able to. It just depends whether they actually have an open roster spot and they would drop. I like OKC. I don't know. Just get an easy ring. I don't know if I don't think they're necessarily thinking about that, or he is. Otherwise, I'll say right across town, go to LA, play with LeBron. finish out your years with one of your guys, and you don't have to move. You're still with your kids, and you can just retire at the end of the season.
Yeah, I think the Clippers are gonna have to do like a buyout. So he's gonna be in purgatory. He's gonna be in purgatory for the next couple, maybe for a couple of months to figure out what are they gonna do with his future. I think a buyout would be good. I would like to see him go back to Houston. I think that would be nice because they do need a point guard to settle that whole shit with Chris Paul and everything since Fred VanVleet's out for the season. That would be my ideal place for him, where like he don't necessarily have to start, but I think he can still come and do quality minutes as a good player on the Houston Rockets.
Okay, I can see that, and they need a point guard. I mean, they got right now. They have Amen Thompson playing out the starter. They have Reed Shepard, who's been playing really good, but they do need kind of just, I feel like, another presence on the bench that they kind of missing with Fred VanVleet. You know, just another steady presence on the bench, someone to kind of come in and just be a floor general and get them in line because they don't really have any floor generals right now. I'd like to see that at least with as the bench players come in and we can get the bench squad in for Houston. I would like to see that for them. So I agree. All right. Lastly, before we cut it out, we're gonna go early, way too early season of Worlds. Not really. I actually feel pretty confident about some of my choices. But we can start out with Rookie of the Year. Who's your choice for Rookie of the Year?
My choice, honestly, man, how he started. He hasn't started like this in a while. He played that well, but I want to say VJ Edgecombe was going to be my Rookie of the Year. Cooper Flag has been picking it up lately, so Cooper will be in the top 5 conversation. So if I'm gonna start early in the season, I'm gonna say VJ Edgecombe. I think he's been a great rookie. I think Cooper's right behind him, and then I think Con Kneppel is right also behind him. I think he's top 5 in the voting.
Yeah, I was gonna say Con Kneppel. That's my guy. I think he already had like 1 or 2 30-point games already. I think this year, I think he's already on pace to like really, I think, have a good shooting season. I forgot, I can't remember the exact stat, but he was on pace to have like just as successful as a shooting as Steph Curry shooting season as Steph Curry. So I like Con Kneppel right now. I think Cooper Flag, like you said, he's picking it up. I think it's really going to come down to those two for the most part. All right, DPOY. What's your thoughts on that?
I think Derek Queen's also having a good season too.
That's true. Derek Queen's Fears is starting to get more minutes too. Yep. Derek Queen. Who's other rookies?
I think Derek Queen. My defense player of the year would go to. I mean, it depends if he plays the whole season. It would be not the whole season, but enough games would be obviously Victor Wembanyama. I think he's bound to win one soon. I think Jalen Duren's also having a positive impact on the Pistons really well, and I think OG would probably make a top all defensive team this year also.
Okay. Yeah, I would either say Wemby or I was gonna say Amen Thompson. You know, I know he has really good potential to be a good wing player. I'll say maybe Amen Thompson. Yep. Yeah, those are, I'm gonna go with those.
He blocked Anthony Davis the other day.
Blocked Anthony Davis the other day. A great super athletic. Yep. Most improved. I'm interested to hear this one.
My MIP will be going to Austin Reeves.
You know what's crazy? I was gonna say that, bro. But I didn't think you would. I didn't think you was gonna say anything because I don't know. Like, does that qualify for him because he kind of had his improved season last year where he went from was the first time he was a 20-point scorer, but now he just took a whole other jump. That's why I didn't think about him at first. Because I'm like, would he really be considered as a most improved because he was already kind of improved? But I like that, bro. I was thinking that same thing, bro. Either him or Duren.
Yep. Derwin's a good pick also. I think Austin Reeves is an all-star, like a clear-cut all-star. I don't think he should not be out this all-star game.
Yeah.
Austin Reeves is nice.
Max player.
and he has helped that team stay afloat when Luka and 100%. Like it when people were saying like, oh, how did you not get Austin Reeves in a Luka trade? I was like, all right, well, Austin Reeves is good, but I didn't think he was like all-star good, like for people to be crying about it. Clearly, I didn't know basketball the way I thought I did. Austin Reeves is nice.
Yup. I would have never thought that.
He's most improved player, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't think he was out. I didn't think he would be counted. I like that. All right, MVP.
Yep.
I want to hear what you're gonna say.
MVP is I don't want to give it to Shea for back-to-back MVPs. To be quite honest, if the Lakers get to the second seed, I'm giving it to Luka Doncic.
Okay.
If the Lakers are the 2 seed and they beat OKC 3 out of 4 games, I'm giving it to Luka Doncic.
Okay, I can see that. I
think if it's not Luka, then my second pick, he should be in top 5 to voting. Cape Cunningham, he should be number 3 behind Shea. But I think Cape Cunningham should vote for MVP this year.
Does Jokic get any? Does he get any mention? Every year, I'm just kind of blown away at Jokic at this point. At this point in his career, I just think you can argue that Jokic might be like a top 5 player in the history of the NBA. You can argue that, because you can argue that the last probably 3 to 4 years is probably one of the best 3 to 4 years that we've ever seen from any other NBA player in those years. He's had one of the best 3 to 4 year stretches any other NBA player has had. 3-time MVP, Finals MVP, a championship, and I'm just always blown away every time I see him and just see the stats, bro, because he be putting them on some stats. But at this point, is he one of those players that you just can't give to anymore?
Yeah, I was going to say that. I think Jokic is going to get LeBron. I think LeBron could have won MVP, way more MVPs in his career. And I think Jokic is so good at this point, and I guess people are not going to give him the amount of awards that he deserves. I think he's going to start getting LeBron and being hold out of the MVP talk.
Yeah.
Because he is the best player in the world, in my opinion. Without a doubt.
Yep. And I think it should also be Shea as well. Shea should be, if OKC finishes with especially the best record in the history of the NBA, because they're on pace for that. If they finish that, you got to give it to Shea. You said, if the Lakers finish second, I also agree. I think Luka should get it. I think it should go to Jokic this year so far, but his team, he doesn't have quite the team success as well, so that should be considered. So it should be interesting. Yeah. And this is probably the one that I have the toughest decision to make, Coach of the Year. Because earlier I probably would have said Eric Spoelstra if we got a trajectory that we was at, but we kind of slowed down a little bit. So I would have said Eric Spoelstra. But what are your thoughts?
You got to give it to Mark Daigneault, because if they finish with the best record in NBA history, to be able to come off of a championship and for everybody to still be as locked in, with Jalen Williams missing literally 18 or 19 of the first games, for them to only lose one game and be locked in, Mark Daigneault has to get Coach of the Year.
Mm-hmm. Or JB Bickerstaff in Detroit. I think he deserves a lot of credit. Just creating that culture in Detroit, the physical culture, and having Detroit in first place, starting the year. And they're in first place by a good amount of games too. It's them. If you look at the standings, it's pretty much them at the top and the rest of the East behind them. The East is crazy right now. It's wide open.
The Knicks are 2 games behind them. Let's Knicks beat them in 1 game. Then we're 1 game behind.
They started slipping because the Celtics beat them too. At first, it started out like that. At first,
they're only 2 games ahead of the Knicks
because they had that 11
They
game
was
win
like
streak.
4 games, and now they're only 2 games ahead.
Yeah, at first it was like that, but I think if Detroit continues to finish first,
come to Madison Square Garden.
You just had to let it know. Had to let it know, bro.
I'm just saying, the Knicks are the 1 seed. You run through Madison Square Garden. Ooh.
And they also lost to the Celtics too. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. So you realistically don't see any real threat to the Knicks this year? Oh, you just confident? You just booking it?
There's a lot of threats to the Knicks.
Okay.
No, hell no. No, hell no.
Because Detroit almost beat the Knicks last year.
The Pistons don't make it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah,
I don't want to see them again.
Lost.
I don't want to see the Pistons. And
y'all almost lost.
I don't want to see the damn Orlando Magic. Yes, I know we almost lost, but we beat them.
Celtics,
we beat them, and we beat the Celtics, and we should have beat the Pacers.
Who else is there?
But we won those games, all right. And we have a better coach. We have a better coach and a better play style. And you know the Knicks' play style is a lot better this year.
Yeah, true.
You cannot say the Knicks' play style ain't better this year. True. This year, Knicks is offensively, scheme-wise, is so much better.
That's true. I will say that. And then you guys are also getting a lot of bench production and stuff like that. And when Shamet started going off for those few games, I was like, I couldn't believe it. Especially that game in the Garden when we played. I was like,
Sham saved the game.
What was that? What'd you say?
I'm like, Tom. I said Landry Shamet. We saw a Landry Shamet game where he dropped 30. He was dropping 30 on the road, and I was like, Tom, how did we only get this dude 2 minutes a game? This doesn't even make sense.
McBride.
It didn't make 0 sense. Knicks are a lot better than what they were.
Yeah, I agree. But I don't think it's just a given. I mean, realistically, Miami, but Detroit's going to be there. Celtics are even better. I don't know. Like, y'all should win. I've been saying it from the beginning. Y'all should win. But I don't know. Cat's a little soft.
We will.
He might find his maker in the playoffs. Who knows?
Nah, he's been playing big boy. He's been playing big boy basketball in the paint. I've been proud of him.
Good.
And that last game, not this Orlando game, but the game before that, he started hitting his threes. And I was like, about damn time again.
Josh Hart is hitting threes now too.
So
it's crazy. Yep, Josh Hart.
If
he can continue that too, yeah, he had threes now too, bro. I played him in fantasy like last week. I was hurting. Yeah. All right.
Yep.
We're gonna get ready to wrap up the show, but as we did last time, I like to wrap up the show just with a new segment, our Hoops and Hangouts Player of the Week. That's just anybody recently that you think since the last episode. We had a long time since the last episode. Anyone since the last episode we had that you think deserves their shine, that don't get talked about enough, that really deserves their shine just by anything that they accomplished over the last few months or so. I'm gonna start just to give you time, Mike. You got it?
No, you can start. You can start. I need to get his name.
Okay, I'm gonna start out. My Hoops and Hangouts Player of the Week goes to Shedeur Sanders. Just dealing with everything that he's been dealing with Cleveland. You see why Cleveland has been so bad for so long, and him having to just deal with the coach constantly not giving him credit after the first game when he had a really good game, and not naming him starter from the first game, and having to deal with all these things, naming Dylan Gabriel, us having to sit through those games, and him dealing with the pressure and things from the media constantly. Him handling it like a professional. He's been handling it like a professional so far. He's been honestly opening my eyes. His last game, he had 3 touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, had over 300 yards. Like, he's really starting to show me some things, and I'm really proud of him. I'm really proud of him, especially everything that he has going through the draft and everything. Like, he's just really been able to, I'm glad he's been able to bounce out on top through everything. I think Kevin Stefanski should be out of there just by that terrible call that he made yesterday on the 2-point conversion. Like that just goes to show that he's just dealing with what he's dealing with in Cleveland, and he just deserves a little extra credit. I don't want to pump up his head because he's already confident enough, but he just does. I think he really deserves a lot of credit because he's really opening my eyes as far as his maturity and professionalism that I've seen so far this year. Sure, Sanders.
I like it. I agree with you 100%. I like that. For me, my shout out award goes to all the two-way contract players out there in the NBA. Ryan Nembhard, you balled out since the moment they gave you those two-way contracts, and you've been playing great basketball. And they should give you a full-time contract for the rest of the year. You earned that right to be on that team because they didn't have a damn point guard in Dallas, and you changed everything for them until Kyrie comes back. So shout out to you. Shout out to the sniper, the white Mamba, Pat Spencer, killing it for the Warriors. You know, you're so good, but Kuminga doesn't even get a chance to play. So shout out to you.
I love that answer, Mike. I love the answer you just gave. Good stuff. All right, we're back. We're gonna be more consistent. We're gonna be dropping. I'm gonna be dropping more content. You know, just tune in. Thank you for tuning in to episode 12. Just be looking forward to more. We getting ramped up. We getting everything going. I appreciate you guys. Mike, any final words to the people?
Again, thank you guys all for your time. Thank you guys for always tuning in. Thank you for staying with us. Like I said, we've been on a little bit of hiatus, but it's like a season of a TV show you like. Sometimes you get the first 3 months of it, and then it goes away for about 6 to 8 months and come back better than ever, like you never missed it. So that's us. We back and going.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, y'all. Have a good night. Peace.
Peace.